Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we have my Week 9 college football rankings. So, going over last week's rankings and what those teams did in Week 8. Last week, at number 10, I had Syracuse. They blew a 21-7 lead in their 27-21 loss to Clemson. 9 was UCLA. They got destroyed by Oregon at 45-30 on the road. 8 was Ole Miss. They were destroyed by LSU 45-20. 7 was TCU. They remained undefeated as they knocked off Kansas State, winning 38-28. 6 was Alabama. They bounced back and beat Mississippi State by a score of 30-6. 5 was Michigan. They were on a bye. 4 was Clemson. True freshman quarterback Cade Klubnik came in and led them to the win against Syracuse. 3 was Tennessee. They destroyed UT Martin 65-24. 2 was Ohio State. They easily beat Iowa 54-10. And 1 was Georgia, who did not play. So this week's rankings, at number 10, I'm going to go USC. So they're jumping back into my rankings after being on a bye this week. And last week they lost to Utah. But they're going to jump back in because I do feel Utah is a pretty good team. It was a 1-point loss. And also, I don't really feel you could argue anyone for 10. I don't think you could keep Ole Miss there because of how bad their loss was. So USC comes in at 10. 9, re-entering my rankings after a loss last week, is Oklahoma State. So they defeated another good team this week in Texas. And Oklahoma State had a great end to the game after blowing a lead last week against TCU. This week, at the end of the game, they outscored Texas 17-0 and got a huge game-sealing interception off Quinn Ewers. So Oklahoma State re-enters my rankings at number 9. Number 8, we have Oregon. So they're one of the hottest teams in college football right now. They've won 6 straight and convincingly beat UCLA. Quarterback Bo Nix was unbelievably good, throwing for 5 touchdown passes. And he has been great for Oregon, throwing 17 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions so far this season. As Oregon looks like a completely different team than the team that lost to Georgia in Week 1. So Oregon has bounced back amazing, and now they come in at number 8. 7 is TCU. So they had to come back for the second straight week. Last week they came back down 21-7 against Oklahoma State. This week they came back when they were down 28-10 against Kansas State. So TCU has shown they're a great team. They're a resilient team who can come back, and they could come back and beat some of the best of the Big 12 right now. So TCU is looking like they're a true Big 12 contender, and they're going to come in at number 7. Number 6 is Alabama. They had a good bounce-back win over Mississippi State after their loss to Tennessee. The defense was much better, only allowing 6 points. And Alabama also had a great bounce-back in terms of penalties, where they only committed 3 penalties after committing 17 against Tennessee last week, which was one of the big reasons they lost. Coming in at number 5, we have Michigan. They were on a bye. But I definitely feel you could argue them for number 4, but I'm going to go Michigan at 5. They have Michigan State coming up next week. 4 is Clemson. So they had to come back against Syracuse. DJ Uyunglele was benched for true freshman quarterback Cade Klubnik. And now Clemson has a quarterback controversy. So Dabo Swinney said DJ Uyunglele is their starter. But one more bad performance from DJ Uyunglele, and we could be having a true discussion of who should be Clemson's starting quarterback. And I mean, I feel you could have a discussion of who their starting quarterback should be now. Remaining at 3, we have Tennessee. They took care of business against UT Martin and had a tremendous first half, showing no signs of a slow start after their big win last week against Alabama, as they got off to a great start where they took a 52-7 lead to the locker room at halftime, and Tennessee remains at number 3. Number 2 is Ohio State. They easily beat Iowa, and the only offensive points Iowa scored was a field goal. The touchdown they scored was defensive. And Ohio State's offense, they could score on a really good defense. Iowa's defense is one of the best in the country. And Ohio State's offense showed exactly how good they are, as they scored 50-something points, and they're going to remain at number 2 after a dominant win over Iowa. Number 1 is Georgia. They're remaining at number 1. They didn't play, but they do face a tough part of their schedule where they go play 4 pretty good teams, where they play Florida, then Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Kentucky. So that could definitely be a tough stretch for Georgia, and it will be interesting to see how they play through that tough stretch. But right now, Georgia remains at 1. And my updated college football playoff predictions remain the same as last week. 1 is Georgia, 2 is Ohio State, 3 is Clemson, and 4 is Tennessee. But if there's a 1-loss Pac-12 champion or a 1-loss Big 12 champion, that could definitely make things interesting for the 4th spot. And if that were to happen, I think you should probably have the Big 12 champion over Tennessee. But you could definitely make the argument for Tennessee over a one-loss Big 12 or Pac-12 champion. So those are my Week 9 college football rankings and my updated college football playoff predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my rankings, disagree, and why. Make sure to turn on notifications to miss any other upcoming videos. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.